Investors, October 27th closed out the first 4 weeks of a normally weak and volatile October on a down note. Earnings reporting season was in full gear, and the Oak Harvest investment team was busy listening to, reading through, and analyzing management earnings calls, transcripts, and financial reports. In between all the earnings news and sometimes chaos, Troy, Charles, and I found time to film a YouTube live stream on the evening of Thursday, October 26th. Its title, Navigating Market Volatility. Before we get into this week's content, which is a brief recap of that live stream, please take a moment to click on both the subscribe and notification bells so you'll be alerted when our investment team uploads our latest content. Or better yet, give our Oak Harvest team a call at 877-896-0040 to speak to our team and set up an initial consultation with an Oak Harvest advisor to discuss your personal financial situation. Oak Harvest Financial Group manages broadly diversified equity portfolios that balance risk and reward for our clients. The investment tools our advisors and financial planners use are usually a combination of both market-based and insurance-based tools to meet your financial goals. Our dedicated in-house investment team is busy working on some new tools for advisors and retirement planning teams to use in future. Stay tuned for those. Over the 70 minutes of live stream, Troy, Charles, and I covered a lot of topics and content, some pre-submitted questions and some real-time questions from our viewing audience. I want to personally thank all our attendees for dropping in and watching. For those who are unable to, here's a quick recap of topics and timing when they were covered if you want to jump to the specific content. Investors, over the first 10 minutes, we covered recent interest rate moves higher and what it might mean for your bond and fixed income holdings. We paid particularly attention to the topic of duration risk in the bond market and how bonds are not all created equal, even those issued by the same company, institution, or government. How the bond's maturity, or that is when a bond is due for principal repayment, can have a material impact on the path of the price of the bond over its term, even though the interest income or coupon the bond pays stays the same. For those investors interested in our bond and interest rate discussions, this might be an interesting segment for the live stream for you to watch. It's around 2.5 minutes in. Over minutes 10 through 20, our team covered how changes and rise in both short-term interest rates, which are controlled largely by the Federal Reserve, and longer-term interest rates, those determined largely by market players, over the last 18 months have affected stock prices through both earnings and changes in valuation metrics. We also covered the effect on rising and falling inflation and how investors' expectations for inflation can shape stock market fundamentals. Finally, we covered one of my favorite subjects, that of real interest rates, and how their rise from mid-July through mid-late October was a leading indicator for both the rise in interest rates and the pullback in the overall stock markets in the third quarter. For those investors interested in our interest rate and stock discussion, this might be an interesting segment from the live stream. It's around minute 11. In the middle of the live stream, we took about 10 minutes to address the stock market and interest rate cycles. This discussion emanated from a viewer's question about why stocks performed so well in the 1980s with interest rates higher than where they are right now. We spent some time discussing the notion of friction, which is a nice term for added costs in the stock markets. That's around minute 23.5. Our fourth segment was a discussion on dividend growth stocks and our Oak Harvest quantamental methodology, SMR, for finding them and using them broadly in diversified equity portfolios. Charles led this discussion, and you'll find a quick link to the segment in the description below. We wrapped up the evening with a broad discussion of what I want to call news or noise, a discussion on government data and its relevancy for making investment management decisions versus using real-time market-based data in the decisions in your portfolio. We ended the night with a further discussion on what might be in store for the year-end in the markets in the fourth quarter. Investors, that's it for the week. We're trying to be brief because the Oak Harvest investment team is busy processing and analyzing the second half of third quarter earnings reporting season and making adjustments to our models and clients' portfolios as we see fit. The future in the stock markets are always uncertain, and that's why our retirement planning team's playing for your retirement needs first and your greed second. Give us a call to speak to an advisor, and let's help you craft a financial plan that helps you meet your financial goals. Call us here at 877-896-0040 and schedule an advisor consultation. We're here to help you on your financial journey into and through your retirement years. From myself, from Troy, from Charles, and the rest of the gang here at Oak Harvest, have a blessed weekend.